Welcome back to the Retirement Income Show with Troy Sharpe, the CEO and founder of Oak Harvest Financial Group. Has over 100 videos on his YouTube channel. You can certainly search for Troy Sharpe and Oak Harvest if you'd like to watch those and subscribe. The subscription fee is, what, $1,000 a month, I think?
Yeah, no subscription fee.
No subscription fee.
Subscribing just simply connects you to us on YouTube. There's no cost for that. If you hit that little bell icon on YouTube, it will it's notifications. It will notify you when we release a new video. So every Thursday we release a retirement video or an investment or a tax video. It's all about retirement. We're starting to upload the Retirement Income Show, I believe, on Tuesdays now. We're breaking it down into 15-minute segments. We may tinker around a little bit and put the whole show out there, but right now we're doing 15-minute segments, and we are upping the YouTube channel because it's starting to really grow, and people are getting we're getting a tremendous response from it. So we're going to start to do interviews with people in the retirement arena. We'll be starting a podcast pretty soon. I do have a book coming out, hopefully by the end of the year, but I keep rewriting so I'm not a perfectionist, but efficiency and just attention to detail and thoroughness is super, super important to me. It pervades my soul, and I can't have something that maybe it is a perfectionist, but there's certain things that I'm just more picky about. And when it comes to my job, my passion, it takes me a little bit longer to write this book than I had anticipated, because I think I've probably written about 5 books by now. But either way, yeah, we have a book coming out. So if you want to stay connected to us, whether you're a client, you're not a client, you're thinking about becoming a client, maybe you've just watched on YouTube and now you're watching the Retirement Income Show for the first time, yeah, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, that little bell icon, and you will be connected to us. And when we release content, you'll have it available to you.
When are we doing our YouTube Mark Elliot Gives Troy Sharpe Golf Lessons?
Yeah, it would be a great video, actually.
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? That'd be good.
Let's get
the full swing, then we work into the wedges, because it comes down to the wedges. How do you wedge and putt it? How do you chip and putt it? Yeah. That was really a key. Yeah, we could certainly do that. So glad you're with us today for the Retirement Income Show. Troy's talking about preparing for retirement. We tend to talk about after you're in retirement, what are some of the things you need to be aware of? But preparing for retirement is really key. And you said, before, if you're 5 years out, 8 years out, 2 years out, 5 years into retirement, we can still help you to a degree. It depends on your situation, right? Everybody's situation is different. Is there an actual time that we should start this process? I mean, is it 55? I'm going to retire at 62, or I'm 50 and I'm going to retire at 58. I mean, is there a time frame that gives you and me the time to put everything in place so I'm a little bit more confident heading into retirement?
It's the sooner the better. So if let's say you're in your 50s and you're planning on retiring, or you'd like to retire maybe at age 60, I would say definitely probably around 55, 56 is a good time to come in and at least have a conversation. You may not be able to roll any money over. You may not be able to hire us quite yet because you don't meet the $500,000 minimum. But still, come in, let's sit down if you're here in Houston, and let's get you going on the right path. But the truth of the matter is, if you're still in that accumulation phase, you're going to be working for many more years, there are some basic, simple things that you should be doing. One of them is to diversify where you're saving your money. You always want to put money into the 401k to get the match. Okay, at least get that match. That's 100% free money. You want to get that match. From there, just start building out your tax buckets. It's a very simple strategy. You don't want to go into retirement having all of your money inside this tax-infested retirement account. Now, many of you, that's the exact situation you're in. And it's too late to go back in time and to save more because you just retired, you're about to retire, or you've been laid off or something along those lines. We can still help you. Okay, it's going to cost you a little bit more from a tax perspective, but the goal is to determine how much. Now, again, this isn't for everyone. Okay, we've had situations before where someone is spending. Their spending is so little relative to their means, and they don't have $1.5 million, $2 million saved up in the retirement account. If you have $500,000-$600,000 saved in the retirement account, the tax concern isn't as big for you because you're not going to be in these huge required minimum distributions range. But once you start to get to $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million, $3 million, $4 million, you have a serious problem if all that money is inside your retirement account. And you either have had the light bulb moment, you're having it right now, or you will have it at some point when you really start to look at the numbers and understand required minimum distributions, IRMA taxes, net investment income taxes, whatever President Biden does on the tax front with this upcoming legislation. The light bulb moment, it happens to everyone. It's only a question of when. But make no mistake about it, you do have a big problem if you have a significant sum of money inside that 401k. Now, it's not a problem where you're probably going to have to worry about running out of money. Okay, so I don't want to, don't cry me a river about having $3 or $4 million, right? You worked hard for that money, despite what the media may say, despite what other people may think who have not done a good job saving. But it's about optimizing, okay? It's about optimizing. It's about making good decisions. It's about saving $1 million, $2 million in excess taxes that don't have to be paid, and inefficiencies created through a lack of understanding or a lack of perspective, because you only get to go through retirement once. We've went through retirement thousands and thousands and thousands of times. So being able to share that information, that understanding, that learning, we only work with people who are in that retirement phase or preparing for that retirement phase. We are a specialist boutique firm. Okay, we don't have 1,000 clients that are 22 years old or 32 years old or even 42 years old. We work, and we have for many, many years, strictly in the retirement phase. So preparing for retirement is a huge deal, because too often you get to retirement and you're unprepared from a tax diversification standpoint. All that money is inside that one tax-infested retirement account. But also there are many other aspects that often go without the proper attention paid to them. So Retirement 360, that is our process. The process is designed from our years of experience working with people in retirement and developing a system that answers the big questions that 99.9% of our clients have. So if you're not a client, what we do is we take our experience, we apply that to this Retirement 360 process to help you answer these big questions. Number one, do you have enough? How long will that money last? How much income should you pull out, and where should you pull that income from? How do you pay less tax? That's a big one. We want to pay less tax. And the biggest one of all those questions, they lead into, if something happens to me, will my family be okay? 1-800-822-6434. The Retirement 360 process answers those questions. At least we get you going down that road of starting to have that light bulb moment. So give a call, leave a message if you're calling on the weekends. We don't have people working on the weekends. We want our people at home with their families. If you call on the weekday, we'll pick up as long as it's between 8 and 5 Central. 1-800-822-6434 to start down that Retirement 360 process.
Hey, Troy, at the end of the last segment, you were talking about sequence of returns, and you've got a video on your YouTube channel. Just search for Oak Harvest and Troy Sharpe about the two portfolios, 7% return, average return. One runs out of money. One obviously does not run out of money. Did you want to touch on that?
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me, Mark. So we've talked about the sequence of returns for a very, very long time. In the accumulation phase, when you're building a nest egg, it doesn't matter if you have a negative 20% loss. It simply doesn't, as long as you don't panic and sell and get out of the market. You should actually be hoping the market goes down, and you should try to accelerate your purchases, just like we do for investment clients here, when the market is down. You shouldn't care in the accumulation phase if the market drops 10, 20, 30, 40%. You should be hoping for that, because then you can accelerate your purchases, buy shares at cheaper prices, and that is how you get greater compounding rates of return over time, at least historically speaking. And we believe moving forward as well, although, of course, no investments are guaranteed. Now, in the retirement phase, once you start distributing money from that nest egg, if you take out 5% and you lose 20%, you're down 25. Your million turns into 750. The next year, to get that same 5% or 50,000, because 5% of $1 million is 50,000 in this example, to get that same 50,000, you're left with 750. So you have to withdraw a greater percentage of that 750 just to get your 50,000 to maintain your standard of living. If the market goes down again that year, Okay, now you're in the spiral. You're in the middle of the sequence of returns risk, and typically in that scenario, you're probably going to have to go back to work or significantly reduce your lifestyle for a few years, which no one wants to do. So sequence of returns risk, it's the biggest one most people faced in the beginning years of retirement. We need to be able to mitigate it. We need to first understand it, but mitigate it and have money in places that won't go down in value when the market crashes. So bonds typically used to be the safe haven for a lot of people here, but bonds are not guaranteed. Bonds are not safe investments. Bonds drop significantly in value in recessions, in uncertain times. You can look back to COVID where you can see 15, 20, 25% drops in most bonds. 1-800-822-6434. We're going to talk a little bit about the Core 4, which is the framework for combining the planning that we've talked about along with investment management in the next segment. But 1-800-822-6434. Give us a call. If it's the weekends, leave a message. We'll call you back. If it's on the weekday, give us a call and we'll have a phone conversation scheduled. If you're a good fit, we do have a $500,000 minimum, and we only work with people that are serious about retirement, that want the combination of investment management, income planning, tax planning as the first three steps there of our Retirement 360 process. And then, of course, healthcare and estate planning, step 4 and 5. But you have to reach out. You have to take that first step, which is giving us a call. And 1-800-822-6434.
And, of course, you can always find out more just by going to the website, oakharvestfinancialgroup.com. The office located at 920 Memorial City Way, I-10 in Bunker Hill. And, again, over 100 videos on Troy's YouTube channel. Search for Oak Harvest and Troy Sharpe. Easy to do. No subscription fee whatsoever. You click on the bell, though, and you'll get all the new ones, as well as they do one basically every Thursday. So you're always having new content to the YouTube channel. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a great week. We'll chat again.
Thank you very much, Mark. I had a great time today.
Investment advisory services offered through Oak Harvest Financial Group, LLC. Oak Harvest Financial Group is an independent financial services firm that helps people create retirement strategies using a variety of insurance and investment products. Investing involves risk, including the loss of principal. Any references to protection benefits or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investment products. Insurance and annuity product guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Oak Harvest Financial Group, LLC is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. You should speak to a qualified professional before making any decisions about your personal situation. We are not affiliated with the U.S. government or any governmental agency. This radio show is a paid placement.